my name is Daniel Kwan and this is Bishop Montgomery High School Math Tutoring Club. We're located in Torrance Boulevard right next to Redondo Beach. Today we're going to talk about 1973 AP Calculus AB Section 1, MCQ, multiple choice question. So because this is Section 1, it is with no calculator, and this video is continued from the last video, number 1 through 6. So let's start with number 7. Number 7 says, which of the following equation has a graph that is symmetric with respect to the origin? So when you look at the option A through E, it is all equal to y equal to. That means the graph or the equation asks the symmetric with respect to the origin. That means you have to only focus on the y-axis because it's symmetric the origin and the function, all of the function given is equal to y-axis. Then if you want to be the symmetric with respect to the origin, you just have to plug in negative x and see the equation is the opposite to the original. So for example, let's look at option B. Option B is y equal to negative x to the 5th plus 3x. And if you want the graph to be symmetric with respect to the origin, you want this to change to x to the 5th minus 3x. So let's see. If I plug in negative x to the x, negative x 5th plus 3 negative x, this will become, because it's odd, it stays still negative, and then negative times negative is positive. And negative times positive is negative 3x. So look at this. This is the perfect opposite of this. So the answer will be B. For you to notice, I will use another option or another choice. Let's look at option D. Option D, y is equal to x minus 1 power of 3 plus 1. You want this to look like negative x minus 1 third minus 1. However, because you cannot plug in minus x to 1, it never can be opposite. So like this D cannot be symmetric with respect to the origin. Thus, the only answer that is available for number 7 is option B, which is y equal to negative x to the 5th plus 3x. Number 8. Number 8 says, a particle moves in a straight line with velocity vt equals to t squared. So, vt equals to t squared. How far does the particle move between time 1 to 2? So, let's graph this. Because it's according to v to the t, y-axis will be vt, the velocity, and x will be the t, the time. And then the graph will look like this because this is the same as a parabola. And then what you want to know is until time t, so 1, 2, 2. So in other words, you might want to know the area between the curve vt and the x-axis. If you know the area under the curve, you will see the how much the particle moved, which is the displacement. So when you see number 8, the second sentence, it says how far does a particle move? How far, which means displacement. So getting the area under the curve, the area between curve vt and x-axis, you will get the answer. So by saying the area, that means you need to use integral to find the answer. And the given says between times t1 and t2. So lower limit will be 1, upper limit will be 2. And because you want to get the displacement, you have to integrate vt to get dt, which is displacement. So vt plugging in 2t dt. So if I integrate this, this will become 1/3 again. To the exponential term, the original exponential term, you have to add 1. I'll try to, sorry about this. t, there we go, that's bigger, that's easier to see. So you see the exponential term? Add 1, so 2 plus 1 is 3. And reciprocal of this number 3 will be, this 3 will be the coefficient. And then by adding 1, that will be the term. And 1 to 2. So let's calculate this. 1/3, 2 to the third, minus 1/3, 1 to the third. This will equal to, I'll write it here. What is 2 times 2 times 2? It's 8. So 8 over 3 minus 1/3, which is equal to 7/3. 7 over 3, so the answer for this question will be option B, which says exactly 7 over 3. Number 9. Number 9 says if y is equal to cosine 2 3x, then what is dy dx? So what is dy dx? Dy dx is the function of a slope for the original graph from y equal to. So that means we have to differentiate this function to make, or to get the answer, to achieve the answer. So let's differentiate this. So by looking at this, many students is confused. So let's look at way simpler. 3x squared. And now you'll see. First, exponential first. So this goes down and becomes 2 cosine 3x. And as you can see, we have to do the chain rule. So what is differentiate the derivative of cosine? It is negative sine 3x, and then again inside the 3x and inside the sine there's 3x. So you have to know the derivative of 3x, which is 3. So if I simplify this, this will become 3 times 2, which is 6 cosine 3x sine 3x. Let's look at the option. Yes, so for this question, answer is A, which exactly says negative 6 sine x times cosine x. I just put cosine x in front of sine x. So this will be the answer. And when you look at this, or when you are solving this kind of problem, you should not make mistake about the cosine. When cosine is differentiated, it will become negative sine x. Not just sine x, but negative sine x. Number 10. Number 10 says the derivative of function f of x equal to this function attains its maximum value at x equal to. So the question says derivative of f of x attains its maximum value at x. I will reword step by step. Derivative of function, which is f prime. So when f prime attains its maximum, so if this graph was f prime, so this is x, y, when it attains its maximum, that means when this function becomes f double prime, this function will equal to 0. Something like increasing, decreasing, something like that. Yes. So when f prime, so derivative of function, which is the f prime of the function, attains its maximum, it is equal to when it goes to 0. This value will equal to 0 at f prime x, f double prime x. So first step we have to do is differentiate this function to make it to f prime. So when I rewrite the function, this will look like 1/3 x to the 4th minus 1/5 x to the 5th. This is equal to. And then let's go with f prime x. F prime x goes down for third, x to the 3rd minus x to the 4th. Goes down, differentiation. And then f double prime will equal to 3 goes down, which becomes 4x to the second because minus 1 goes down, x minus 1 because it will be 3, I just put minus. And then you have to solve for it. You have to equal to 0, put it equal to 0 because we proved that this will reach 0. The value of maximum at f prime will reach 0 at f double prime. So we have to set it equal to 0 and solve for x. As you look at this, we have some same functions. So I'll take out x squared from both equation and will become like that. So when we set this equal to 0, it will become x equal to 0 or x equal to 1. How would we know? For this to make it maximum, the function has to be changing, the value has to change from positive to negative. Positive to negative. Positive to negative. Positive, this is when y is positive, and after reaching 0, the y changes to negative. So positive to negative, the slope is from positive, now slope is going down, which is negative. So let's start plugging 1. So if I plug, so let's graph here, this is 1. So it has to be positive and negative. So if I plug in 0 here, this will be, so 4x squared times 1 minus 0. Uh-oh, this equals to 0, so let's use other number. Because we have to see if it's positive or negative. The sign has to change. So this is equal to, so let's plug in negative 1 then. 4 negative 1 squared. If I plug in negative 1, 1 minus minus, so 1 minus negative 1, which becomes positive 1. And, oh sorry, positive 1. So 1 squared times 4 will be 4 times 2. 1 plus 1, 2 equals 8. See, this is positive. Now for it to become answer, if I plug in higher number or bigger number than 1, it has to become negative. So let's see. So bigger number such as 2. I'll plug in 2 in, so 4, 2 squared times 1 minus 2 equal to 2 times 2, 4. So 2 times 2, 4. 4 times 4 is 16 times 1 minus 2 equals to negative 1, negative 16. So this is negative. So again, positive to negative, positive to negative, positive to negative. So this will be the answer for maximum. So because we attained and we proved that x is equal to 1 is the maximum value at x, the answer will be C. Number 11. Number 11 says, if the line 3x minus 4y equal to 0 is tangent in the first quadrant to the curve y equal to x to the third plus k, then k is. So thus, for two lines to be tangent at one point, that means at that point, that given point that we have to solve for, has the same slope. So that means at the tangent point of these two lines, their slope will be the same. So let's solve for first slope. 3x minus 4y equals to 0. When I solve for y, moving 3x to the other side, multiplying negative on both sides, it will equal to 3 over 4x. And as you can see, it's y equal to a constant x plus 0, in which other term is y equal to mx plus b. And in that equation, m equals to slope of the equation, which is 3/4. So we have proved that this function at the tangent point, they both have the slope of 3/4. I'll write that equals to m. And now let's solve for the value. So the function is given as y equal to x to the third plus k. And by using the curve and the slope, we have to, because we're solving for a slope, we have to first differentiate this, which is y prime equal to, which in other words, dy dx. So we're solving for the slope equation, differentiating x to the third, which is 3x squared plus k. K is gone now because it's constant. So we know that now this is the slope equal to, and we have proved that they both have same slope, so will equal to 3/4. And by doing this, 3 goes at the bottom because we divide by 3 to 12, and x equal to 1/4. X squared equal to 1/4 because I simplified this down, and x equal to 1/2. By using the point of tangency, I'll erase this down. We have to solve for this. So if I plug in 1/2 here, 1/2 here, so we have solved that y is equal to 3/4 x at this equation, right? And by putting in 1/2 by using the point of tangency, it will become y equal to 3/4 1/2, and which will equal to 3/8. So 3/8 is the value. So when x coordinate is 1/2, the y coordinate is 3/8. And by doing that, that means while this is 1/2, this is 3/8. Then what is k? Now it's simple. Because y value is 3/8 equal to 1/2 to the 8th to the third plus k. If you want to solve this, I'll erase the bottom ones. Three 8 equal to 2 times 2 times 2 is 8 plus, now this is the value of k, and if I simplify this, 2/8 will become 1/4. So k is equal to 1/4. Now, so the answer to this is B, which is 1/4. Number 12. Number 12 says, if the f of x equal to 2x to the third plus ax squared plus bx minus 5, and if f2 is equal to 3 and f negative 2 is equal to, negative 37, then what is a plus b? So at this point, we have more variables, a and b, and we have to solve for a and b to solve for a plus b. So let's do that. First, so we get two equations because we got two different values. So first, 3 equal to, because when I plug 2 into the x, the 3 will come out from the f of x. So by plugging in 2 times 2 times 2 is 8, so x to the third is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. So it's 16 plus 2 times 2, 4. 4 times a is a, so 4 8 plus 2bx, plugging in 2b minus 5. Now the second equation, negative 37. Negative 37 equal to minus 2. So minus times minus times minus. So minus times minus times minus is still minus. And then 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So negative 8. Negative 8 times 2 is negative 16. And negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. So still 4a. And negative 2 times b equals negative 2b minus 5. So now, let's use the system of equation to solve this. So I'll erase 1 and 2. So there are two equations. I'll add these two equations. As you can see, 16 and negative 16 cancels out. Plus 2b minus 2b cancels out. And lastly, we got this, because negative 37 plus 3 is negative 34 equal to 0, so we don't have to write anything. 4a plus 4a, which is 8a, minus 5 plus minus 5 is minus 5 minus minus 5. Wow, that is negative 10. And we have to solve for a right now first. So this will become, I will move this negative 10 to this side, which will become negative 24 equal to 8a. Thus, a equals to negative 3. Now, the second step is solving for b. So let's solve for b. Let's use the first equation because it has a smaller number. Because with negative 37, oh no. So, by plugging in negative 3, it will become 3 equal to, so this is the whole other section, 3 equal to 16, plus negative 3 times 4 is negative 12, so becomes negative 12, plus b, plus 2b, minus 5. Now we're solving for b. So 3 equals to 4 plus 2b minus 5. I'll move 4 to the left side and negative 5 to the left side, which will become I will do step by step. Negative 1 equals to 2b minus 5, which will become, I'm moving negative 5 again to this side, which will become 4 equals to 2b. b is equal to 2 because 2 times 2 is 4. Thus, final answer is a is negative 3 and b is equal to 2. And what we have to do is a plus b. So thus, negative 3, this is easy now, negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. So our final answer is negative 1. And when we look at the option C is equal to negative 1. Thus, answer for number 12 is C, negative 1. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope this video was helpful.